Have you ever stopped to think about how a huge organization with all its moving parts actually keeps everything on track? Running smoothly, safely, and always hitting that high standard? Well, there's a blueprint for all of it. We're going to dive into it, and it's called the Integrated Management System. And here's why it matters to you. Whether you know it or not, you're a major player in this thing, every single day. This right here? This is the best way to think about it. It's not some boring manual that sits on a shelf collecting dust. Nope. This is the living, breathing set of rules that make sure we're all playing the same game, all aiming for the very same goals. It's the glue that holds every department, every job, and every single task together. Okay, so let's get just a little more official for a second. An Integrated Management System, or IMS for short, is the framework that pulls together all the different ways we do things. I'm talking everything from safety checks to how we protect our data. It bundles it all into one unified system. And why? So nothing falls through the cracks, and the whole organization can move forward as one solid team. All right, so if we're calling this a master rulebook, what are the chapters? What's actually inside? Well, it's all built around 6 core areas, or as we'll call them, domains. Let's pull back the curtain and see what they are. And here it is, the whole system in one shot. You can see the 6 domains all laid out. Now, what's really important to get here is that each of these domains is designed to answer a really fundamental question about how we do business. This isn't just about ticking boxes on a checklist. It's about having solid answers to the questions that matter most. So these are the big 6. We've got quality, environment, health and safety, information security, carbon and sustainability, and then the really specialized one, nuclear supply chain quality. So let's crack open this rulebook and see what each of these chapters is really all about. Okay, now we're going to walk through each one of these domains, and for each one, we're going to look at the big, critical question it helps us answer as an organization. This is where the rulebook really comes to life. First up, we've got quality. This is the foundation, right? It's the bedrock of trust with our customers and how we achieve excellence in everything we do. And it all boils down to one key idea. And that idea is answering this question right here. See, quality is all about promises. If we said we deliver a certain standard or a specific result, are we doing it? This part of the system makes sure we deliver on that promise. Not just once, but every single time. It's all about being consistent and reliable. Next, we need to look outside our own walls. We don't operate in a bubble, right? So Chapter 2 of our rulebook is all about our impact on the world around us, the environment. This is really a question of responsibility. It forces us to look at everything, from how much energy we use to how we manage our waste. It's about being a good steward of the planet and making sure our work is as sustainable as it can possibly be. And now we come to what you could easily argue is the most important domain of all. Why? Because this one is about protecting our most valuable asset, our people. This is health and safety. The question couldn't be more simple or more direct. And honestly, it's completely non-negotiable. This domain is all about making sure we have rock-solid processes to prevent accidents, minimize risks, and create a safe place to work for every single person. Nothing is more important than this, period. In the world we live in today, being protected isn't just about physical safety. It's also about digital safety. And that brings us to our 4th domain, information security. Just think for a second about all the sensitive data we handle for our clients, our partners, and for ourselves. This domain is all about building a kind of digital fortress to guard that information from anyone who shouldn't see it. At the end of the day, it's about keeping trust in a digital world. All right, looking toward the future, our 5th domain hones in on a huge global challenge, carbon and sustainability. And it's especially focused on how this applies to major projects. Notice how specific this question is. This isn't just about being green in a general sense. It's about taking active, measurable steps to reduce the carbon footprint when we build and deliver massive infrastructure projects. It's all about building for a better, more sustainable future. And last but not least, we have a very niche but totally critical domain. When you're working in a high-stakes field like nuclear, you have to be absolutely sure that every single link in your supply chain is ready for the job. I mean, there is literally zero room for error here. This question is the driving force behind an incredibly tough process to make sure that every single supplier and every tiny part they provide meets the intense quality and safety standards needed for the nuclear industry. The stakes are just way too high to get it wrong.
Okay, so we've just taken a tour of all 6 chapters in our master rulebook. Now we get to the most important part of all of this. What does any of it have to do with you? Well, the answer is everything. And it all comes down to one little word: governance. This is the key. You really need to let this one sink in. It doesn't matter what your job title is or what you do day to day. Your role, your specific job, owns the governance for these systems in your part of the world. In a way, you're a guardian of the rulebook.
And that is a perfectly fair question. I know governance can sound like a big, scary corporate buzzword, but what it actually means is something really practical. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Let's just break it down into 4 simple things.
So, what is it really? It just means making sure our rules are written down correctly so everyone's clear. It means making sure they're not out of date. It means making sure they're applied the same way, by everyone, with no exceptions. And finally, it means we check in on them. We audit them to make sure they're actually working. That's it. That's governance. See? Not so scary. So you see, this master rulebook isn't some fixed document set in stone. It's alive. It's being written every single day by the actions and the decisions of everyone in the organization. You're not just reading the rules, you're a co-author. You're responsible for your page. So the only real question left is, which page will you write today?